pretty simple. It's a straight punch. One, right? 1, 2. So that's pretty simple. So when you're practicing on the bag, just imagine there's somebody doing a guard. So you want to be cutting over the guard or cutting in from inside of the guard. Okay. So practice doing the straight blast, straight punch. I mean. Okay. So this is useful. People say, well, in boxing, people don't use the vertical fist. Well, it's actually used quite a lot. Benefit about a vertical fist is that it's narrower. So when people have a guard like this, there's a little bit space in between the guard. So you can kind of wedge it in between somebody's guard. Now, when people say, well, you don't want to do a vertical cross because you don't get to rotate your hand. That's true. But when you're in a close range, you see Mayweather uses this a lot, right? He's doing this, and then when somebody's close and he wants to use your rear hand, he just does a quick vertical punch, just like that. Okay, because you don't have time, you don't have the rotation to rotate and rotate your fist because it's so close, right? So instead of rotating, he just punches straight up like this, just like that. It's a straight punch. All right, so it's used in boxing, used in lots of different places. So don't think that just because it's Wing Chun you can't use it. Actually, you can use a lot of Wing Chun in a lot of self-defense, in a lot of practical fighting. Okay, so we can practice those two things. Of course, you can always use the regular cross or use a regular jab, vertical. These are very useful too, right? I use them all the time. But we're here to practice something different, which is vertical. Okay, so vertical, once again, is useful because you can get a little bit more reach. But then the trade-off is that you're going to extend your body completely. So in JKD, we learn how to do the Bruce Lee's in his book, right? Bruce Lee's Jeet Kune talks about the straight lead, how it looks like. And the reason he says it's good is because it gets the most reach. All right, so there's a trade-off. You get a lot of reach, but then there's more time. It takes more time to recover from it. So let's practice that straight lead. Okay, so left hand would be boom. Or if it's right lead, it will be boom. If it's back, it could be like this. If it's back, it could be like this. So either side, if you're using it, straight lead, like that. Okay, so nice combo you can do is just a 1-2, right? So go straight lead and then punch. Straight lead, punch. Okay, you can practice that on the bag too. So kind of like one step into it. Boom, like that. Once you hear it, then you throw it into this one. So, sideways. All right, going straight. All right, on the bag will be like. You can practice it with the guard up. Practice it with the guard down. Practice with the guard down. Practice with your hands completely down for self-defense. Harder to see a punch coming when your hands are down. Okay? Easy to see a punch coming when you're in a guard position because the guy knows you're about to fight. But you go like this, the guy doesn't know you're about to fight. It's harder to tell that you're about to fight and about to punch. So practice launching it from different guards. Launch it from a peekaboo guard. Okay. Launch it from a further distance. See how much range you have. okay? And launch it from a low guard or a half guard, or from something like this, right? Something like this. Okay. Okay. And try launching it with no guard. Your hands down. Hands completely down then. So you can go from a completely relaxed position and then just make it in and then throw an attack. So you're completely relaxed and then attack. You're completely relaxed. Doesn't even look like you're about to attack. And then attack. Okay? Completely relaxed. And then throw it up. So you're throwing it up. Alright, so that's how to throw it. How to combine it with O2. So now on the dummy, practice some more coordination. So how are you guys liking this so far? All right, Macy's, dummy clear. Okay, so how do you use it in sticking, right? So the reason we have a wooden dummy is so that we can practice, you know, against some of these arms who are like this, basically, right? So anything from like this out to like this, we can use the dummy, right? So the dummy's arm is sticking out like this. So just imagine the two arms sticking out like this. And how do you practice that? Is anything arm like this, there's still a vertical, there's still something vertical here, right? Even if it's like this, there's a little bit of space in here. Even on the guys like this, there's a little bit of space in here. And then you can see it clearly when it's like this, but here you can still see there's a space here, there's space here, and there's still a little bit of space here. So basically, when you're punching here with the wooden dummy arm, you are practicing utilizing this space outside of the person's arm or inside the person's arm. Okay? So this is outside, this is the inside. So when you're practicing, when you're cutting over, you're practicing that sensitivity so that when you do cut in, you feel it. So at the same time, when you're cutting in, you're not just punching, but you're also defending at the same time. You know, that's one of the foundations of JKD is to attack and defend at the same time. So you can do it with both hands, or you can do it with one hand. What do you mean? Well, when you're cutting in like this, you're actually defending because what's happening is here this energy is coming this way, but then I use my forearm to shift this energy. At the same time, my fist is hitting them. I'm just exaggerating, but you can see that my arm's on here. I just need to move my arm slightly, and it actually shifts the dummy arm. I'll do it this side. So I'm punching. If I turn my fist slightly, it actually shifts the dummy arm, and then I hit the target. So I just did punch here. I just turn my forearm, and it shifts the dummy arm. Just ever so slightly, so it misses me. Okay, so you want to get with Wing Chun dummies, and go to my site, qilifestore.com. We got really good deals on Wing Chun dummies. Okay, so, and if you get a dummy, then you can train with me every week and practice what I'm practicing here. You're going to tell your kids I'm Bruce Lee. I'm not Bruce Lee, I'm David Wong. Okay, so back to the drill. So we're gonna do 1, 2, right? So go 1, 2. So you're gonna practice cutting into the arm. 1, 2, 1, 2 on the outside. So the key is to feel the cutting into the arm as you're punching. It's not about power, it's not really about strength, but it's all about accuracy and sensitivity. Okay, so that's on the outside. Let's go practice the inside of this arm. So here I'm going on the inside of both arms here. Okay, now I'm practice on this side. Change stances. Practice inside again. Okay, so what you're doing is you're conditioning your forearms and you're practicing slicing into somebody's forearm. Well, what if the guy's arms are like this? How can you do it? Well, regardless of arms are like this, where do you punch? I'm not gonna go around trying to punch it. I just go straight in, right? So this is only training when there's something in between your punch and the other guy. So now there's all this surface here that you can do. There's all this surface on the inside, right? All this surface on the outside that you can cut into. On the inside, I'll cut into it from the outside, cut into it from the outside. Okay, so that's what this drill is for. Okay, so now you know how to do it with one hand. Let's practice doing it with two hands. Hey guys, what's up? So a very simple Wooden and dummy drill would be to, it's called a pop and hit, right? So pop down, like pop and hit. So here we go. We do 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so here I'm basically hitting, or I'm redirecting inside, punching through. Redirecting inside, punching through. Okay, punch face. Then we're going to switch hands, redirect on this one, punch through. Okay, on the outside it'll be like this, right? Like this. This side it'll be like this, right? Hit, punch through. Okay, so that's what it is on the dummy. So how do you do it in boxing or in any kind of other striking? Is you would parry and then punch, right? Parry, punch. Jabs coming in, parry, punch, right? Parry, punch. If you're closer, it'll be parry, punch, parry, punch. But then if you're in a kind of this stance, it'll be parry, punch, right? More of a JTT stance, parry, punch. a parry back fist, 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 parry punch, right? Punch, parry punch, punch. Okay. Jabs coming in, parry, punch. Jabs coming in, parry, ice parry and slip, parry and slip, parry, slip, punch, right? Parry, slip, punch, parry, slip, punch, parry, slip, punch, right? So if you do it really quickly, it'll be parry, slip, punch, parry, slip, punch, parry, slip, punch, parry, slip, punch. Okay, on this way, parry, parry, slip, punch, parry, slip, punch, parry, slip, punch, slip, punch. Okay, parry, slip, punch. Okay. So you can practice that, just shadow boxing like this. Bruce Lee's favorite moves, parry and back fist. It's hard to block this one. And even if you block it, they actually want him to block it because they block it. They just grab it again, do another back fist. Right? Grab it again, do another back fist. Okay, so develop some more power on that. You can practice on the dummy. I mean, on here. So basically, I'm going to be parrying. Parry, parry punch, right? Parry punch. So you can go either way. You can come in, you can parry and punch, or if it's coming this way, you can parry and then cross. Parry, cross. But you gotta be careful with this one because if you parry too much, you open up this side of your face for a counter. So make sure if you do a parry, you bring it back really fast. And you're gonna launch the cross right away. Okay, so let's practice those two. Let's first practice the rear parry and punch. So this one would work better if one hand was a little bit lower, because when you do the parry, if your hand is here, you just hit your own hand. So this works better if your front hand was lower. Okay, so you would parry, and then you will bring this over top, and then you would punch, and bring this back to guard. So parry, bring back this over, punch, and bring this back to guard. Make sure you bring this back to guard here. Okay, just practice that one. So you practice, just imagine there's a jab coming in, you're gonna slip and parry, and then this one comes over, you throw the punch, and you come back. Okay, or you can throw the second punch, right? So parry, punch, parry, punch, parry, punch, parry, punch, punch, punch. Okay. So you can try to kind of do it different steps, like parry, punch, parry, punch, parry, punch, parry, punch. Okay, so you go. Want some combinations? Okay. You can also do parry, punch low. Parry punch high. Parry punch low. Parry punch high. Right? Parry back fist. Back fist. Parry chop. You can even chop this way. Can't do it in boxing, but you can do another, like MMA, you can probably do that. Parry and chop. Okay, now let's try the parry and rear. So maybe you see a cross coming, somebody's throwing across. So you can parry like this and then throw. It's kind of like this. Boom. Okay, so cross is coming. You're parrying with, in this case, not a good idea. Safer if you use the whole forearm to parry, because the cross is pretty heavy, right? So you're just using your right hand, your left hand and parrying it, it's probably going to get destroyed, because this right hand is going to be pretty heavy. Probably not going to be stop it with just a hand and just grab it in the air, unless you're really, really good. So for most people, it's much safer to parry right with something like this, with your whole forearm, because at least when he hits you, it's gonna hit your forearm, and that is safer than if you just hit your hand, because you hit your hand's kind of small and flimsy compared to your forearm, right? So if I was gonna parry somebody's cross, unless I'm really good and really accurate, I would parry with my whole arm. So let's practice this one. Parry and then throw out your own cross. Parry, throw your own cross. So practice that one. Try different distances. So long distance, long distance. Longer distance. Medium distance. Short distance. So short distance, remember, you don't have that much room to rotate your hand. So I'm just gonna do a straight punch. So you can go just a slight. You go. Right. So also different kinds of parry punches you can do. And the dummy, just to show you how it works from there. Long distance would be like, right? Parry, punch. Long distance. Shorter distance will be parry, punch. Parry, punch. Close distance will be, see? Okay. Long distance lead will be like, medium distance will be like, close distance will be a little bit different, right? Longer distance, I use a back fist because generally has a longer reach. Medium, I'll do a regular horizontal punch. Close distance, I'll use a vertical punch. Different distance, different technique. Okay? Okay, so you're practicing this at home. You can practice just the different ones, right? So one, let's do long distance. So parry, back fist. Parry, back fist, that's long distance. Boom. So your body should be completely straight to give you the maximum reach. You don't get the most power, but this is more of a stunning kind of a shock attack. Not meant to knock someone out with the back fist, unless you're really good, but it's meant to stun, meant to be fast, right? So, bum, bum. Keep everything loose so you'll be faster. Okay, so parry, back fist, and the other one, parry and parry, jab, parry, jab, parry, jab, quick jab, quick jab, bum, bum, bum. Parry, jab, and then we got parry and close distance, more like a ring chin style. Okay, parry, punch, close distance. Close distance. Okay, and then practice that a few times. Let's do it again. So let's do 10 of each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's do the other one. Medium distance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's try the short distance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Practice the other arm. Ready? 10 on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Medium. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Short distance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right? Pretty simple, right? So now let's practice it with a combination. So we're going to do long and then cross and then that's it, okay? So we're going to combine. One more thing. So back fist, cross. Back fist, cross. I'll give you a back slap. Still pretty powerful. You can hear it on the thing. Just my fingers. Doesn't take much on a person's eyeballs to be painful, right? You guys ever accidentally scratch your hand or your eyeball with just your finger? Actually accidentally grazed it? Hurts like shit, right? So it doesn't take much, just a flick of the fingers to stun somebody in the eyes. So you can practice just the fingers. You can practice the whole hand. You can practice the back fist. Or you can practice the entire arm. Pretty powerful. Okay, so you practice just the fingers. Practice the entire back of the hand like a back slap. Okay. Practice the back fist using these two knuckles here. So practice using the entire forearm. Actually, also practice using the hammer, which is all this part, hammer fist. So up. Just like a little bit slower, but you got a lot more power. Like that, okay? So, okay, that's another one. So now the combo would be like backhand, you do slap, you do open hand. So backhand, slap. Well, for self-defense, safer for you to slap than to punch. And you still cause quite a lot of damage with the slap. You hear it, right? Don't have to knock the guy out. You just need to cause him a lot of pain and shock him enough so he can run away, right? He don't want to stay there. So just so. Practice that one. Back fist. Back fist, straight palm. Back fist, straight palm. Parry, back fist, straight palm. Parry, chop, straight palm. Parry, whole hand. You can do a reversed hand, like this too. Use this part. Good for throwing. So. Okay. You do that. Let's practice the little bit closer range. So go. So 1, 2, closer range. So I'm here, trapping, punch, punch. Reverse lunge punch. What's that? Reverse lunge punch. I don't know what it is. So, that's what I'm doing, okay? Okay, practice the other side. So I'm doing parry, back fist, palm, parry, back fist, palm. Parry, back fist, palm. Practice. Do this one. Be powerful. So parry, back fist, left palm. Does Wing Chun teach about meridian points of the body? Wing Chun, yeah, sure. But Wing Chun, they don't talk much about it. But they do emphasize just the center line. They keep everything simple, right? The center line, yeah, lots of meridians, pressure points on the center line of the body. Okay, you got your nose, upper lip, chin, throat, right? Sternum, solar plexus, and groin, right? So all this is the center. Those are all meridian impression points that you can attack. Is really quite effective. Okay, let's go back to the drill. So, bump. So medium range would be like okay, closer range. Okay, so punch, like a parry punch, and punch, right? Pick punch, punch, pick punch, 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 punch. Okay. Parry, parry, punch, parry, punch, parry, punch, parry, punch, parry, punch. It's called a wing. It's called a wooden dummy. Yes, it is a kung fu thing, and you see it in a lot of kung fu movies because that's what they used to train with back in the hundreds of years ago. They still train it with this. There's different versions of this, but this is the most common one. It's a BMW i8. Okay, so any questions? Just got a few more minutes left. Okay, so now let's just maybe add another thing into there. So we did the back fist. Back fist. This is more of a defensive move, right? You want to stay your distance. So you're doing a parry, back fist, and then I'm going to do a side kick, toe kick. So defensive move. So I'm going to go down and then side toe kick to the groin. Now I'm going to step here and then reset. Okay, so I'm in front of it, 12 o'clock, parry, back fist, and then as this comes back, as I pull this, I do the pendulum effect. So this comes out, when this comes back, this comes up, do a toe kick, step here. And then the same thing. Step here. And that's as far as I can go, because this is a little room behind here. Okay, so do back fist, groin kick, step here. 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 Switch so I don't have to go on the wall. Let's move this back. So on this side, same thing, right? Parry, punch. Switch. got your back fist, and then you got a quick going kick. Don't need any power. You don't know how, you know, if you're a guy, you know how much force you need to hurt your balls, right? Not much. So back fist, and then going kick. Back fist, going kick, step here. Back fist, going kick, step here, and switch. Back fist, going kick. Back fist, going kick. So it works better if you lean into it, and then you bring your pendulum, as you bring your head back, you pendulum your foot up, right? So, without stepping, stay in one place, it'll be like this. Like that. All right, so those are some things you can practice. Okay, so just a recap what we learned today. We learned how to cut into the outside with both attacks, cutting the inside, cut on the outside, both attacks, cut on the inside, cut on the outside. Learn the straight punch, straight lead punch, one, right, or one, straight lead. We'll learn the combo, straight lead, punch, or straight lead, cross, right, straight lead, cross. We'll learn the parry, back fist, and then cross, parry, back fist, and cross, boom, 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 boom. Learn the back fist and cross, back fist and cross, back fist and cross, parry, back fist and cross, parry, back fist and cross, or shorter distance is pop, hit, and hit, pop, hit, 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 hit. Okay, all those techniques, and then we learn the last one is get long distance and kick. So high, going at the eyes and the balls, right? Pretty dirty fighting, but that's self-defense. Eyes, balls. 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 All right. I'm at a black belt. You can say I'm an equivalent of a black belt and higher, because belts don't really mean anything. There are no belts in Kung Fu. But if you're compared me to a black belt, you can say I'm a black belt equivalent or higher. But it doesn't mean anything. Belts mean nothing. All right, belts are just for people to feel like they accomplished something. They need something measurable and verifiable to show progress in the training, right? So you give them yellow belt, whatever, green belt, blue belt, and so on, right? So they can feel like you're progressing. But in, when people train Kung Fu, in China, they don't have belts because you're just supposed to progress. There's no limit to progressing, right? So after black belt, then what? Second degree black belt, third degree, 10th degree black belt. It's more of a system to help people compare themselves with other people, so they know who is their elder and who is behind them. So it helps them structure a school better. But when it comes to reality, the belts mean nothing when it comes to your own personal progress. because there's no, because your progress and your potential is limitless. There's no limit to how far you can go. So when you hit many people, when they hit black belt, they say, oh, I know everything. But they fight against somebody who doesn't have any belts, who's a really good fighter, then they realize that their belts really mean nothing. Does it make sense? Okay, so don't count on belts and don't look at some of these belts and to determine how good they are. It means nothing. Okay? All right, so thanks for tuning in. Make sure you join me Tuesday nights like this, around this time. Let me know in the comments what's your favorite time to have classes like this. I tend to do them between 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. PST, but it'll be good to know when you guys would like to have this on a weekly basis. I also have a Tai Chi and Qigong meditation class on Sundays afternoons. So you're welcome to join that one as well. And we just launched a 30-day Qigong challenge. So if you want to learn how to meditate, learn how to calm your energy, control your Qi energy, we all have Qi energy inside of you. We can all access this energy inside. We all have this inner power. So I have a 30-day Qigong challenge that you can follow. It's totally free. Go to learnsuperhuman.com and you can sign up for free. Just enter your phone number and it's going to send you the next day's challenge once a day for 30 days. So that's free. And you get to become part of my private group and you get to meet all the other people that are doing the challenge right now. All right. So until next time, use the Qi and prosper.